Hi folks, thanks for stopping by. Today is the 1st of June, 2026. It's time for another monthly check-in. I hope everyone's been doing well and taking care of themselves. How was your May? Let me know in the comments. For me, it was a busy month, but I feel like not a lot got accomplished. I've been super busy with work as usual, and that's had some setbacks and difficulties I'm learning to overcome. One thing I found that helps is a pseudo bullet journal of sorts. I won't share it here because it has work information in it, but it helps me organize my tasks and make sure all the work I'm assigning is completed and tracked as necessary. Bullet journaling helps me empty my mind and pick up what I need to work on. One of the things I struggle with is putting stuff down and transitioning to a different task, which I'm attempting to overcome with these to-do lists and schedules. I'm not sure if it's working, but we'll see. Maybe I'll even post a picture of my personal bullet journal someday. My bullet journal entries are quite ugly, honestly. I struggle to keep lines straight and handwriting neat. It's not pretty like a bullet journal YouTubers might be, but it works for my needs, keeping track of ASMR stuff, work, bills, events. My life outside of ASMR and work can feel a bit empty sometimes, so I have to admit that a full week spread kind of feels like a waste. I have adopted the Alistair method, and I highly recommend it. It allows me to roll events into the next week more easily and adjust my plan as setbacks happen. This is a mock-up I made in Excel of what I do in my journal. It's much cleaner than the one in my journal, so I apologize. Last month I talked about meal prepping and skincare as my two self-improvement goals, and unfortunately I didn't get much into the meal prep for my lunch, but that's because I've kind of stopped eating at work altogether. It's not necessarily healthy, but I've been really busy and barely ever sit down, so I haven't felt the need for a lunch. My husband and I cook most nights, so we probably eat out a few times too many. In June, I'd like to cut down on the takeout, focus on making more food at home. So roughly the same goal, just a different purpose. I did get better at my skincare, but twice a day can be challenging. I'm much better in the morning because I can do it right before work. By the time the day ends, I'm tired and not in the mood to do all that stuff. I just have to keep forcing myself to get through it. I know it sucks and it's a slog, but I know I can get better. Let's get into the fun stuff, shall we? This month I've been listening to Bill Max Fox Pax quite a bit. His whispers produce a lot of tingles for me, and they help me fall asleep quite often. He often does gameplay videos that I absolutely love, but I also find it hard to sleep to them because I want to watch more and see what's going on. So both interesting and relaxing, if not always sleep-inducing. Another great channel is Relaxing Whispers. He always has some sort of trinket or piece of content to talk about. I could watch him for hours. He's the person who got me interested in fountain pens, and now I have several of my own. As far as games go, I'm still playing a ton of Pocopia, so spoilers are ahead if you don't. If you don't want that spoiled for you, please skip ahead a little bit. This is my wasteland, and it's looking a little more lively. I'm adding as many plants as I can, including a few I 3D printed from the developer island. I made an apartment complex which took a ton of plaster. Bleak Beach is also missing something. The ship is looking better, but I think Bleak Beach needs more stuff in it, so I'm working to rebuild some buildings. I'm not super fond of the yellow tile, and I'm replacing it with light blue, which is a huge undertaking, but I think it will look better to my eyes when it's all done. For Rocky Ridges, I didn't have a lot of inspiration, so I took some examples from various Reddit threads, like this little mud bath here and some hammocks at the hot spring. I was thinking about eliminating the mountain that blocks off the museum, but I know it's a ton of work, so I might just try to make it a more easily accessible path and line it with Pokemon habitats, so there's reasons for other Pokemon to visit down this way. The Skylands are a huge challenge. I'm working on getting the first island, just the one with the Poke Center on it, looking good, and then moving on to the next one. The big building is finished, though. Tinkmaster currently lives inside, and I absolutely love the big tower. It's amazing that Pokemon put something like that together, right? If only I could figure out how to fully power the entire place. In addition to gaming, I've been reading a little more. My current book, which will be this month's book review, is How to Keep House While Drowning by Casey Davis. This book is full of good tips for me, a person who definitely feels like they're drowning, especially lately with the way my work is going. I've read this book before, and I feel like it changed my perspective on cleaning and maintenance. I just wanted to share a quick line with you before I move on, though. How you relate to care tasks, whether you are clean or dirty, messy or tidy, organized or unorganized, has absolutely no bearing on whether you are a good enough person. Please don't ever forget that. Being messy doesn't make you bad. I know society and social media can make us feel like clutter and mess mean you're lesser, but it doesn't. There's no morality associated with being disorganized. I don't think we discussed music last time, so let's do that. My music choices have remained largely the same this past month. My favorite band is Clutch. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. It's considered a stoner rock band. My husband and I have seen them in concert before, and it was a great time. The first song I ever heard from them was Electric Worry, which was in a Left 4 Dead 2 promo. It's still one of their best songs. It comes off the best album, From Beale Street to Oblivion. I'd really like to get that one on vinyl, along with their newest album, Sunrise on Slaughter Beach. Both fantastic albums. Highly recommend them and Clutch as a whole. And since I haven't moved on from the mid-2000s, I've also been listening to a lot of Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance. I remember being like 14 and getting the Black Parade CD for my birthday, and God, I feel so old. Listening to that music makes me nostalgic, and I still think it's pretty good. A lot of my friends back then thought that was pretty lame, but I'm old now and I don't care what other people think about my music choices. Let's talk a little bit about the channel. I have a handful of different role plays I'd like to film. I struggle to actually get on camera. I'm not very fond of my appearance, and I'm not great at makeup, so I prefer to do videos with no cameras or just my hands, which I'm also not very fond of. Lots of plans, very little time. The playthrough will be posted soon for Fallout, and you'll see more Fallout content from me as always. More Pine Creek and more Big Mountain. I've got a more traditional trigger assortment video planned too. In May, I started posting shorts with the intention of doing so every week, just to keep the content flowing, but they aren't getting much traction. I'll keep posting them anyway. Some health issues got in the way towards the end of May, so a couple things got delayed. I'm just continuing on the best I can. I hope y'all will like and comment. I really enjoy any and all feedback you send my way. I'd love to reach more people with this channel if I can. I don't think I've got anything particularly special, but who knows? Maybe I'll reach some people who are interested in what I've got to say. That's about all I've got for now, but I have some questions for you before you go. What are your favorite bands? Do you have just one or multiple? I'd love to know. Do you have any new goals for the month of June? Do you want to do more in a certain aspect in your life, or maybe cut back on spending or anything like that, really? I'm fascinated by what you guys plan for your futures. Can you also maybe tell me what you do for a living? It doesn't have to be very specific, especially if what you do is very personal, but I'm always curious. Besides work, also, what do you do for fun? What your favorite pastimes are? I'd love to know. And as always, your favorite ASMR triggers. That's all I've got for today. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.